Hello, everyone, and welcome to the February 2025 episode of Voices of CFMA, Construction Financial Management Association's podcast featuring conversations with industry leaders, sponsored by Banger. I'm your host, Sal Marino, CFMA's Director of Communications, as well as an assistant editor for CFMA Building Profits magazine. This month, I'm sitting down with Kevin McCarty, CCIFP. Kevin, welcome to Voices of CFMA. Can you tell everyone listening what you do?
Sure. So I'm the controller at Skiles Group. We're a general contractor based in the DFW market, specialize in the healthcare industry, do a lot of work with hospitals and hospital networks, mainly in DFW, but we do venture out into other markets kind of as our clients pull us in those directions. Right now, we're working on a private school here in the Metroplex in DFW. Uh, we've done a YMCA, which is a little outside of our wheelhouse, but somewhat related to the healthcare industry. Done some work in New Mexico and Colorado. So trying to expand our footprint a little bit, but doing so in a responsible way so we don't overstep ourselves.
That's fantastic. Sounds like some great projects. So, how did you get started with CFMA?
So CFMA, my prior employer actually basically dropped the application on my desk and said, you're going to be in CFMA. It's a great organization, something that we want to be involved in. Obviously, I took that application, ran with it. About 2 years after I joined CFMA, I was actually invited to go onto the board of CFMA. So kind of snowballed quickly, I think.
As things do, right? Are you still on the board?
I am, yeah, still on the board, working on the kind of the social aspect there, trying to get mixers involved, trying to do some fun stuff to keep it a fresh organization. We're about to be planning at the basketball tournaments that are coming up here shortly. Do a little mixer after one of the meetings. We did a giveaway a few months back of a signed jersey from the Cowboys. So we try to keep it fun and try to keep a lot of people engaged and wanting to show up to the various events.
Oh, very cool. So you're pretty much in marketing. So Kevin, in marketing, what is your elevator pitch for CFMA if you had one?
I guess my elevator pitch would probably be my story, my personal story with it. So I told you my prior employer is the one that dropped the application on my desk.
Yeah.
Where I'm working currently, though, I made the connection actually on the board of the CFMA. The current CFO of Skiles is looking to sunset and ride off into the sunset in his RV within the next few years.
Nice.
Uh, so that being said, he was looking for a replacement. Found me on the board, and we kind of made a connection, hit it off, and he asked me to come over to Skiles Group after doing so. So now I'm kind of in line for his succession planning there. So I would kind of give that as an elevator pitch because it's a great way to build networks and actual meaningful networks, not ones that you can kind of see everybody once a month, but someone that you can actually pick up the phone and talk to and have something that's a meaningful impact and a career path that's ahead of you.
That's awesome. Let's not forget, you were also named one of CFMA's 2024 Rising Stars as well.
Yeah, definitely a cool affirmation of some hard work put in.
So great. Do you have to sign a lot of autographs now? Is that how it works?
It hasn't worked yet, but if you want one, I'll mail you one.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you know how that came to be?
Uh, the word on the street is the president of the DFW chapter is the one that actually put in the word for me. But
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations again on being a 2024 Rising Star with CFMA. So I know Larry David said we can't say Happy New Year past like January 7th, but I still think February is okay to talk about resolutions or making plans for the new year. Are you a resolution person?
so normally I don't do resolutions. My I would say my resolution this year is going to be just expanding my footprint within Skiles. I've only been here about to go on to into 1 year, so there's a lot to learn. Kind of drinking from a fire hose. So I'm
Sure.
trying
Yeah.
to get my hand around all the networks and the software that we use here. It's obviously no matter where you go, it's going to be different. We use an automated payroll system, which is different than the manual system we used to do.
Right.
So really, my resolution is just going to be wrapping my head around that and moving forward with it.
Nice. Any CFMA resources that come to mind that'll help you achieve those goals?
Well, I can tell you the peer groups are excellent. I was in a peer group last few years, and it's amazing who you can reach out to and talk to. And even if you have an obscure software package, there's someone out there that uses that as well. Um, talking to the various CFOs and controllers at other companies, talking to them about, like, we use Paycom for our payroll processing system. So if we have an issue with it, or if there's an import or an export that we need, someone has the template out there and is willing to share it, actually, especially in the peer groups, because they're in other markets.
Yes, and applications are currently open now until February 28th for this year's peer group. So check them out at cfma.org/peer groups. We'll also put the link in the description as well.
Yeah, so to anybody listening, I would definitely recommend you do that. It's well worth the investment up front.
Yeah, go check out the application now. What about conference? Are you planning to go to CFMA's 2025 annual conference in Kissimmee?
I am. So I've made the last few conferences, both the local Lone Star conference as well as the national conferences. You really get a lot away from those, not, also in the meetings, but also just the networking involved there. There's a lot of time to have the round tables and the after parties and the going to dinner with various people. So you really get to both hear what's going on in the industry, hear from the vendors, hear from various people in the same role that you're sitting in.
Yep, I totally agree. Now, listen, I know I'm biased, but I feel like it's the place for networking, and it's the definitely the place to connect with people in the industry, learn from experts, and I mean, even just get fresh perspectives on the challenges that everyone's dealing with in person. And if anyone's thinking about going, now is the time because early bird pricing ends this Friday, February 14th, so don't wait too long. So, Kevin, what do you get up to when you're not at your 9 to 5? What are your hobbies?
Uh, so for me personally, I don't have the typical accounting person hobbies. I don't know if that's a stereotype or not, but
Well, now it
all,
is.
all the way through high school and college, I had dirt bikes, motorcycles, and
Oh, cool.
kind of did a lot of those things. A lot of those have kind of died off now that I have a little one that is looking up to me and making sure that I don't have a broken leg here and there.
Yeah.
But I do still have a few motorcycles that I keep in the stable. Don't ride them as often as I used to, but still something fun to tinker with on the weekends.
That's very cool. Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, Kevin, is there anything else you'd like to say before we sign off on this episode?
Probably not today. I'm looking forward to a great conference this year. 2025 should be a great one. There's a lot of leading indicators, regardless of who you subscribe to, that is pointing to 2025 being a big year. I'm down here in Texas. We have a lot of data center work coming in, which is good and bad. It ties up a lot of our trade partners, but it kind of keeps the market invigorated and brings in a lot of new residents, which need healthcare, and healthcare is our market.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Kevin, for joining me. And thank you all for listening to another episode of Voices of CFMA, sponsored by Bangert. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it on social media. And if you're interested in learning more about the Construction Financial Management Association, check out cfma.org. Once again, I'm your host, Sal Marino, and I will see everyone back here next month. Thanks.